Are you ready? I'm going to tell you about the story of the giant in Skalunda. Somewhere on the west coast, well, on the west, not the west coast, the west of Sweden, in the beginning of the mountains, there was a giant. We all be giants. He was big. He lived with his wife. Can we be a big giant wife? She was big. And they lived in a mountain that the two of them had built. Are you ready to build the mountain? Skalunda Mountain. Oh, the giant and his wife loved Skalunda Mountain. Did you say Skalunda? Say the Skalunda Mountain. I love Skalunda Mountain. And they did. And it was just them living there for a while until, oh boy, until a town came, and that was okay, people are fine. But the town's people decided they needed a bell, a big bell. And they put the bell on the top of the church, and they started to ring it. Whoa! Whoa! They rang it on Sunday, on feast day, on holidays, on birthdays, on every day. They rang it, and rang it, and rang it. Oh, the giant couldn't stand it. It was making his head go boing, 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 boing. He said to his wife, "Dear Karen," her name's Karen, "Dear Karen, I cannot live here. It's too long. I'm going to where it's quiet." And so that's what he did. He walked. Right where you are, can you walk in place? He walked and walked and walked and walked and walked and walked and walked, walked and walked and walked and walked and walked. He walked until he came to the end of Sweden, and then can we take some big steps? Splash, 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 splash. Oh, until he went through the North Sea, until he came, to a really nice island, and he sat down at the island. Can we all sit? He said, "I like this island." No, he didn't say that. He did. "I like this island." Can we all try it again? "I like this island." Now, can we make it even deeper? "I like this island." That's probably how he said it. He was a giant, for goodness sake. He loved it. He was quiet. He heard nothing and no one. And none of those, I don't want to say it loud because I don't want Skip to hear it. Those bells. He missed his wife. He missed Skalunda. But he knew he couldn't go back if he had to hear the... Can we whisper it together? He got lonely. I'm talking after a couple of 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70 years got lonely. All alone. He missed his wife. He missed having someone to talk to. Oh. And then there was a shipwreck. Everybody was fine. All the sailors came ashore. They dragged the boat, and they started working on it immediately, but in the nights, the giant had company. So he built lots of fires. And we go, and can you feel that nice warm? And as they talked, they started talking, where did you come from? What did you do? Who was your family? Well, I'm from Skalunda Mountain. The giant said, and he didn't go, he didn't say, he went, okay, you ready? Are you from Skalunda? Yes, I am. Do you know Karen? And the man said, of course I know Karen. Everybody knows Karen. She is kind and she is good. That was my wife. I miss her. I bet you do. She's really nice. Yeah. And how's Skalunda Mountain? Does it still stand? Yeah, it stands. We make it nice and big. Remember how big we made it? It's big, 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 big. And the giant said, oh, do they still ring the bells? What do you think they said? Oh, I can't go back. But when you go back, would you bring a gift to my wife? And the sailor said, of course I'll bring it. And when the sailors were ready to set back, he gave them a belt for Karen. Can you get that belt? Lift it up, it was heavy. And they put it in the boat. Okay. And now, can you row with me? The sailors rowed home. Row, row, row your boat gently down the North Sea. Merrily, 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 merrily. Life is everything you see. There they were home. They went to see all the people they knew. And then they brought, you got the belt? The belt to Karen. And Karen, when she saw it, asked where it was from. And they said, it's from your husband. And she opened up the package. Can we open it up? And in there was a note, and it said, my dear wife. Can you look at your note? Everybody got their notes? Mine is this shape. Yours could be this shape or this shape. You know, it's all different. My dear, I see a big one. Excellent. Oh, it could be that big. My dear wife, put on the belt for me. And she said, I know what he wants. And she took the belt. Take the belt. Because she was not going to leave Skalunda Mountain no matter what. And she put it around a great big tree. And the tree, you ready? Pulled up. And flew through the air and landed on an island in the North Sea. And the giant, who thought his wife would come to visit, he got a tree. But they said that the giant did come to visit at some point. He missed his wife, and that he took her home. At least we can hope so. Because if you love each other, you should be together, if you can. But they also say that where the tree came out is a fresh spring of water that's still there. And you can get the smartest, most delicious drink of water you could ever imagine. Right next to, remember the name of the mountain? Skalunda Mountain. For those of you who were not here in the beginning, I am Robin Bady. I am a storyteller. I travel around the world telling stories, teaching storytelling, and listening to stories. Over here is my friend Skip LaPlante. We have been working together for too many years to even imagine telling you, because it could be embarrassing. But he does have a little gray in his hair, you notice. So it's been a long time since his hair was brown. Let's put it that way. And Skip, as you can see, makes instruments out of what's around and trash. So, after we're finished, please come up and talk to Skip about instruments or me about stories. And if you like one of the stories you hear, go home and tell it. Because stories are meant to go to the people who hear it. Now, I started before I did the first show talking about a little man called a brownie, or a pixie, or a tomta. Do I have that right? Tomta. Yeah? Tomta. A house elf, like they'd say in Harry Potter. Somebody who comes to the house and lives nearby, perhaps in the barn, perhaps in the pantry, cleaning your house, taking care of the children, taking care of the animals. This is the story about a house elf called Junker Graham. Long, long time ago, there was a family by the Baltic Sea, and this family, they were the lucky ones. They had a tomta, a house elf. He made sure that they had milk from their cows. What else? Come closer. He was great. He took care of cleaning the floor if they forgot, and cleaning the slops when they hadn't taken good care of it. He brought them food if they needed it. He made them breakfast if they were too tired. He cleaned up afterwards. Well, these people were farmers, and they didn't have a lot of money, and one fall, they looked and saw. They didn't have a lot of food and didn't have a lot of grains in their pantry. And they looked around and they wondered, how are we going to get through the winter? How am I going to make cakes and pastries? And how am I going to make porridge? And what are we going to eat when the flour is gone? That's what the farmer's wife said, but her husband said, don't worry, dear. We will be okay. I hope so, she said. And every day she took some flour. Can you get yourself a scoop? And scoop. 1, 2, 3 cups of flour and made some bread or some cake or a muffin or something else that you need flour for, perhaps a scone or a cupcake. Well, she started to notice, hey, wait a minute, look at the flour bin. I've been taking flour out of it, but it's not empty. This is strange. And a couple days later, she said, it should be half empty, and it's full. This is getting very odd. What do you think it could be? Well, we know what it is, right? It's the tomta. Can you say tomta? The house elf. Well, they wanted to see, how does the house elf do it?